Hi, my name is Beth and I'm the sewing pattern designer and blogger at Sew DIY. Today I'm very excited to announce the release of 2 new patterns. Yay! Really, it's so exciting to release these patterns. They're both loungewear, they're unisex friendly, and size inclusive. So let's start with the Tasi Robe and Jacket. Right here is the robe, and I have been wearing and making a version of this robe for a number of years now. And this is the jacket that I'm wearing right here. So the thing that's really different about this pattern, about the Tasi, is that it's a draft it yourself pattern. That's right, there's no printing out of pattern pieces or finding where you are in a size chart, because there's no size chart. You get to take your measurements, decide what kind of ease you want, decide the length of the garment, and then you plug those numbers into formulas that I give you, and you get the dimensions for your pattern pieces. So if you hate printing out patterns and you love to design your own things and hack up patterns and create your own variations, this would be a really great pattern for you. This is also a great pattern for you if you just want to learn more about basic pattern drafting. The pattern takes you through step by step, showing you how to draft your own pattern. It kind of holds your hand just enough to teach you the basics, but not over explain or make things too complicated. I really wanted it to be easy to use and very beginner friendly. It's definitely good if you already have some sewing experience, but if you haven't done any pattern drafting before, that's totally fine. This is very basic. They're very simple shapes, mostly rectangles, but there's a lot that you can do with this pattern. You can make a classic robe like this one, or you can make a jacket. You could even hack this into a cardigan, a vest. There are a lot of different things that you can do with it. And just by changing the proportions and the pocket styles and whether you have a tie waist or not, you can really change it up and do a wide variety of things. So it's really a useful pattern. It's also unisex. Anyone can really wear this robe. So it would make great gifts. You can make robes for everyone in the family. And I think they're just perfect for these times where we're hanging out at home. So the pattern really takes you through step by step. You do your body measurements, you decide on your design style, and then all the formulas. It does require doing some math because a lot of pattern drafting is math, but it's very simple and it's explained throughout the pattern. If you're really nervous about the math, I've also created spreadsheets that you can use. After you find your body measurements and the lengths and how much ease you want, you can put all of those numbers into the Excel document or Google Sheet, and it will give you the dimensions for your pattern pieces. I think it's really cool. You can just put those numbers right in, get the dimensions out, or you can do all the calculations, really study the pattern, learn about the pattern making, and then double check your calculations with the Excel spreadsheet. And if you don't have Excel, there's also a Google Sheet option, which I believe you need a Google account for, but that's totally free, so you would just need access to the internet. Okay, let's talk a little bit about the design features of each of the pattern views. So for the robe, there are sleeves with a cuff, a front band, patch pockets, a tie belt, and carriers. And the front band goes all the way to the hem. For the jacket, there are fold back cuff sleeves, and then there's also a hem band and these large in hem pockets. So they're pretty similar, but just slightly different. I've designed this pattern to kind of be slow fashion friendly. So there are a lot of hand finishes recommended. I think that's an especially luxurious way to sew a robe is with a lot of hand finishes. If you're not into hand stitching, you can top stitch as well. And if you don't know how to sew slip stitch, I have a video about that and I'll put a link in here somewhere so you can go check that out. It's really worthwhile to learn how to slip stitch, and I think it just makes again, a really luxurious garment that you're going to appreciate wearing for many years to come. Over the coming weeks, I'm going to be doing some blog posts about the Tasi, giving tips on how to sew it, and some variations and sew along posts. I have my fabric already picked out for some variations. Planning to do a cardigan and kind of a terry cloth robe that will be perfect for sitting poolside this summer. So definitely stay tuned. There's going to be a lot more information, and I hope that you really love this pattern as much as I do. It's a great basic. It's a great way to learn, and if you don't like printing out patterns, then it's definitely for you. The second pattern that I'm releasing today goes very well with the Tasi robe. It is perfect for staying at home, and it is the Sew DIY slippers. There are two designs for this. One is a bootie that you can wear with the cuff up or down, kind of a cuff. So you can see the lining. It's very cute. And then these are a skimmer style, so more for summertime, and then these are a little bit more for winter. I really love slippers. I wear them all the time because I have very cold feet, so I always need to be wearing socks or slippers all year round. It's kind of a bummer, but when I get to have such cute slippers like these, it makes it more exciting. So these slippers are a little bit different because they are quilted. So there's a quilting on the outside and then lining on the inside. So this is a great project to do if you want to try your hand at quilting. You can also make them out of pre-quilted fabric, or you could even use fleece fabric. If you use fleece, it'll probably be a little floppier than when you use the batting and quilted, but it still totally works and will keep your feet warm. So these slippers go from about a US women's size 4 up to a men's US size 14.5. So it really goes pretty big. And that was really important to me because every time I've tried to sew slippers in the past, the sizing just didn't go up big enough for me. I wear US women's 11, which is usually just beyond the sizes that are normally available in stores. So I really wanted to make sure that these slippers would be pretty size inclusive for all the feet out there. I also love that, you know, it goes big enough so you should be able to sew it for all the people in your life, and they would make really great gifts. I'm also planning some sew along posts for these slippers, so make sure to stay tuned for those. The best way to stay up to date on all of my posts is to subscribe to my newsletter, and I'll put a link down below to that. I'll also link to the shop so you can check out these patterns. And right now through the end of May, you can get 20% off these patterns using the code MMM20 off. The code is valid on all single PDF patterns until the end of May 2020. I recommend buying as soon as you can because I don't know when my next sale will be. So definitely snatch these up. These patterns are perfect for staying at home and lounging. They're great for everyone in the family. You can torture your family by making them all matching robes and slippers. I would love it if you did like a family photograph with that. Anyway, I really hope you love them. They're very versatile. The slippers are great for using up scraps of fabric, as is the Tasi. A lot of people have done kind of color blocked, scrappy versions of the robe or jacket. And if you remember my scrappy robe from last year, this is that same pattern. I'll put in a photo. It's really luscious. So I think they're really great patterns for our situation right now where we're staying at home, we're lounging, maybe we just have a little bit of scraps around. You want to learn something new, expand your skills. They're really easy things to tackle, but like also great ways to learn something new and just break out of your normal comfort zone a little bit. I hope that you love these patterns as much as I do. Make sure to sign up for the newsletter and subscribe to the channel to stay up to date on all of the sew along content and any future pattern releases. Happy sewing!